Good morning and welcome to the morning edition of Daryllorette Cafe. I'm your host, Daryllorette. Well, today I think it's going to be much better than yesterday. Yesterday was a really messed up day for me. It wasn't until like 5 o'clock yesterday evening that the property manager showed up and I was able to pay the rent. And then, even then, I had to wait about a half hour because there was just one person ahead of me, and I had to wait a half hour for her to pay her rent. It took her a half hour to pay her rent because she had to talk about some stuff in her apartment, problems she was having with, maintenance stuff that she needed to deal with and whatnot. And it took me maybe 5 minutes to they pay my rent. It took her a half hour to pay hers. It was just I just totally wasted a half hour of my life, pretty much. Like, I had a pot of rice sitting on the stove for an hour waiting for me to add some other ingredients to it so I could have my supper. So once I finally get back up to my apartment, the first thing I did was log back onto the computer. I think I ate it took me about, I didn't feel like eating after I paid my rent. It sort of took my appetite away. So what I did was I did some more work on the computer for about a half hour because I had to finish up before I could turn my computer off. That's why I didn't eat right away. Now I remember. So, and then, I was sort of a half hour behind my usual schedule. So I missed Stargate Atlantis. I'm going to have to watch it today at noon because there's a sort of a rerun of the episode that Stargate SG1 is on at 6 o'clock, and then at 7 you got Stargate Atlantis, and then Doctor Who is finally on. Doctor Who has gone back to the very first Doctor Who that not back in the 60s, but the episode was from 2004 when the actor, I can't pronounce his last name, he only played Doctor Who for one season, and it was the episode where he met Rose Tyler and the plastic people from some other planet were trying to take over the Earth. Interesting episode. I remember watching parts of it before, but I never watched the whole thing. So last night I was able to sit down and watch all of that. So it wasn't a total loss. And then of course it took me hours to get to sleep last night. I don't know how much sleep I had, but I didn't have enough. I just got up just about maybe 15 minutes, quarter after 5. And I'm hungry. So yeah, I'm just babbling on here. So maybe I should just start eating my breakfast and I won't talk as much. So that's a good idea what my day was like yesterday. And the fact that I don't know, I had some sleep last night, but I sort of, like, it was so hot last night trying to sleep that my pillow is like, I gotta flip my pillow over because one side of it is soaking wet, and I got, like, my ear, I woke up at one point and my ear felt like it was full of water because my pillow was so saturated from perspiration, and I had to flip it over. You have to flip it over to one side, and then you got to turn it around upside down. Try to find a dry spot on the pillow. It was like impossible. I'm going to have to buy another one so that way when that one's all sweaty, I can chuck it to the side to dry. Right now I got it leaning up against the wall so it can dry. And by the later in the day it'll be all dried out. I don't understand it. It's like that music video from Genesis back in the 80s where they're all the puppets. They do all those puppets, those bizarre puppets, and they got Ronald Reagan in a bed of sweat. I feel like that. But I'm not a world leader, so I don't know why I would feel like Ronald Reagan, rolling in a bed of my own sweat, trying to, having nightmares and trying to sleep. Well, that's pretty much what I was doing last night, having nightmares. Actually, at some point it was like, did I actually just sleep? Because I felt like I was sleeping so lightly. But I remember like dreaming and having sort of semi nightmares and like waking up and wondering, did I just wake up from a dream, or was I awake? It was like, was I lying there trying to get to sleep, or was I actually asleep dreaming? It's sort of like a fine line between being awake and being asleep, and the only way you can tell whether you were asleep or not is if you were actually having a dream. And if you were having a dream, then you knew you were sleeping. And it's like, okay, I feel a lot better now. I got some sleep. That was 2 hours sleep or whatever. So today I got to make up for yesterday, because yesterday I worked out. I didn't want to run. I had a well, technically the first of the month I usually run an errand once a month. I don't have to go on the first, but it's like the first business day of the month. You want to do. I always want to do stuff and not procrastinate and get it over with. But yesterday was Wednesday, and I want to work out. I want to keep up with the working out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if I have to do something else, if I got to go to the dentist, I'll try to make that on a Thursday or on a day where I'm not working out or something like that. See, it's a kind of a juggling. My schedule is turning into a bit of a juggling act right now. And I can't imagine. I don't even have technically, I don't even have a part-time, full-time job. So I can't imagine throwing in a job into my life right now. I would have to totally turn my life probably upside down just to fit in a job. Well, I think that's enough complaining for one day. But I wouldn't mind trying, if I could get a decent full-time job. I think I could work my schedule around that. I'm sure, or at least I hope the pay would be worth it. Well, anyway, I guess that's it for me for this morning. We are running out of time once again. So this is me, and that's you. This is daryllorette Cafe, and I'm Daryl So we'll see you later on this morning, hopefully, and maybe again this afternoon sometime. We're not going to make any promises here. We're just going to try to keep going the way we're going. So, till later on, take care and have a good day. Bye for now.